Okay, rolling. Let's get you fired up. Right. Let's go. Hi, good morning. Welcome back to Delboy's Garage. How you doing? Welcome to another long-awaited F.R.O log. Now, I gave all this up a while ago, about 3 years since I did the F.R.O thing. Just moved on to other things, expanded the garage, da-da-da-da, you know. But a little while ago, I put a shout out and said, look, what have we done back in the past that you'd like to see back again? Let us know something you'd like to see, something we haven't done for a long, long time. Would you like to see it back again? And almost overwhelmingly, he said, yep, what about an F.R.O log? I love it. Honestly, it was about 60% of the overall vote. There were about 5 different things that came up that you wanted to see. Over 60% of the total 5 was F.R.O. So here it is, F.R.O number 19. I think number 1 was advanced motorcycle training for brand new riders. Wrong. And the last one, 18, was speed cameras. That's right, speed cameras. Now, yeah, I think a lot of you agreed with that one as well. So the point here is, I wanted to do just this one and see if it's of interest, see what hits we get, what views, now that we've got 51,500 subscribers. I think at the time of the last one, we had about 18,000 subscribers when we did the last F.R.O. So, well over half of you never weren't here when we did the last one. So we're going to do this. As you can see by the title, this is F.R.O number 19. And the subject today, the topic of derision, is road rage. You know, people getting out of their cars, getting fisty over a parking space. Because it can F.R.O. It seriously can. Fuck right off. What is wrong with people? What's wrong with you people? You know, I'm perhaps lucky. I don't suffer with the advances of road rage. I really don't. Nothing really bothers me that much. It's just something, you know, I don't know. Maybe it does. And hey, perhaps this F.R.O is the most daft and ironic one yet. An F.R.O on rage. A rant about road rage. Yeah, I suppose it's a bit silly really, but look, I thought it was worthy. Oh, that's better. Okay, so road rage, honestly, just think about it for a second, how ridiculous it actually is. Otherwise rational, normal people completely losing it over something absolutely trivial. I don't really know, I'm not a psychologist, I've no idea what turns people into spitting monsters. I've seen it in the flesh, I've had it meted out on me and Penny. We were out on the bike one day. Some guy started on us because we were doing 30 mile an hour cruising in a 30 limit and he couldn't get past. And when he eventually did, he cut in on us, tried to push us in the hedge. The next junction up, he got out of his car, he's all over it. What a mess that turned out. Unbelievable. And the guy was a scout leader. He had a scout's uniform and his little boy in the car with a Cubs outfit on. I mean, I kid you not. I won't bore you with the detail. Whoa. Y'all can wait there, thank y'all. Not all bad. Right, so you know, we have seen it firsthand. Ugly, nasty behaviour from people. I drive a coach for a living, a 50-foot triaxle vehicle, and there's something I notice about it, about the whole principle of road behaviour in general. And it's When I tour around the country and I drive up and down different cities around the country in my coach, I go to London an awful lot. Central London in the city, the West End, is the busiest area of Great Britain, bar none. It's absolutely solid. Most of the time it's at a standstill, traffic filtering in and out of itself. And do you know what? Do you know what? You never see road rage. I've never had an issue ever in London. There's taxis, buses, cars, bikes, dispatchers, cyclists, trucks, everything you can think of and more, all vying for a little tiny city. And it all just works. It just works. Everyone just waits and just filters in and gets where they need to go. It's brilliant. It just works. It just does. There's never any road rage there. I've never seen it. I guess it may happen. It's on YouTube. You get the odd cyclist loses it with a taxi or vice versa, but really it's not common. But outside the city, in the suburbs, in regular little towns, road rage is everywhere, and it's getting worse. It really is. There's just no need for it, and it can seriously fuck right off. It's so important to get a grip of your emotions and keep yourself in check. Obviously we all get annoyed, obviously we all get stressed out and get irritated by this and that, but you know, seriously, there's no need to lose it and fly into a rage. I mean, it's such an issue that if you actually look at Wikipedia, there is an explanation of it, and it's all there. Hand gestures, horn beeping, intimidation, over braking with the car sitting in front of you and braking unnecessarily, tailgating right up behind you. This behaviour is ridiculous, you know it. And we as bikers, are we not? Seriously, are we not the most vulnerable to it out of all of them? It's beautiful out here. Well, I think we are. There are ways to deal with road rage. There are advices that you can take heed of and you can learn from. Don't make eye contact. If someone's giving you a large, they've got out of their car, leave your windows shut, lock the doors if you're in your car, don't make eye contact, diffuse the situation. If you're on the bike and you're quick enough to get away from the situation, get away. If you're being chased by some complete fruitcake, drive to a police station and park outside. They'll just drive away. They won't want that. Or drive to a petrol station, somewhere where there's lots of cameras. At least you got some evidence. And these things, seriously, so many people now are going around with these on for just that reason, just to defend themselves, just to protect themselves from these nutters. So yeah, maybe it sounds like saying this that we've been the victim of it. Yeah, we have, just the once, a long time ago. Learned a lot from it. I ride differently. I do ride fast, but I tend to just get by and just go. I think if you're a slow rider and you just cruise along, especially in the countryside out here in the sticks, cars want to get by, they'll do what they can, but that's just typical. There's nothing wrong with that. Let people by. I think, let's just get round here. I heard an advice, a great, amazing piece of advice on the TV, don't watch TV often, from an American police officer talking about road rage. I mean, because there in the USA, I think it's worse than here. I think it gets as far as people shooting each other. But then what do you expect from a country that's got the right to have guns? It would be the same here. I don't want to make any statements about the Second Amendment. I think it's quite cool, the right to bear a firearm. However, nothing to do with today, so moving right along. In a place where guns are allowed, road rage is even more lethal. They do say that an armed society is a polite society. there we are, going off into a different thing. But look, the point is, road rage is lethal. It can be fatal. It has well documented cases of that. And this police officer made a simple point. It's 3 words, he said, which you can say to yourself in any situation where you feel angry and about to lose it. And those 3 words, quite simply, don't overreact. Think about it. How easy is that? Don't overreact. Every situation on the road that winds you up is far less annoying the next day when it's history. It's irrelevant then, it's gone. If someone's tailgating you and wants to get past, there is always a natural sense of competition to not want to let them pass. No, it's my space. You're not coming past. And they'll sit out in the lane. I'm doing the speed limit, you can wait. Honestly. And then they start tailgating. And then the person in front starts braking to stop them tailgating. And that is a perfect example of how road rage gets out of hand. So those 3 words, don't overreact, are for me personally now a caveat. I always say that to myself, because yeah, like anybody else, you'll be driving up the road, riding up the road, whatever, and something starts irritating you and you start to feel that sense of, I'll show you, come here, I'll show you, and you're right up behind them and you think, hang on, what am I doing? What am I doing? Just back off. Just diffuse the situation. I drive for a living. I guess you could say I'm a professional driver. That's what I do. And I have to do it in a professional way. And a lot of the responsibility of that causes me to think twice and not overreact. Share the space is another 3 words I've heard as well. Share the space. A lot of road rage is about territorialism. It's about my space, my right of way, your right of way. You pulled out onto my right of way, da 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 da. Honestly, it ain't your road. It's the Queen's Road. You don't own it. And this right of way thing, apply some common sense to that. Because when you look at the maritime or marine rules at sea, there is a left and right, a give way to the left at sea. I think if you're moving along a waterway and a boat or a ship is coming from your left, it has right of way. I can't remember exactly, maybe one of you guys can tell me it's right, but I think it's the other way to a roundabout. Yeah, it's give way to the left at sea, but that is always provided the vehicle or the marine vessel is the same size or smaller than you. If it's a big ship coming from your left, then it has right of way. I think you see what I'm saying here. So if you need to give way, even if you have the right of way, do so. And if you need to learn a little bit of that, go to London. If you live in England, go to London and drive around central London. Take your bike, even necessarily on a Sunday, it's still busy, and ride around, and you'd be surprised. The examples I see all the time of people just ignoring each other. They sit in their car and they just drive up the road. They don't care, they just move out the way. Someone wants to come, they just wait a second, let them out. It's just constant courtesy, everyone getting along, it works. And if you ever watch on internet some of these Indian road junctions in or other places in the Far East where there's no road surface, no road markings, no traffic lights, but there's 5 or 6 junctions and it's absolute hell. There's thousands of vehicles there all going through it and they all move like a swarm of ants through an ant's nest and nothing hits anything else and nobody has any problems. It all just works. And they've even proved, if you think about it, several times here in the UK where they've switched off traffic lights at massive junctions. They've switched all the traffic control lights off as an experiment and it just works. Everything just works. All the vehicles move around each other, they give way, everyone just edges out and it all just works. It goes to prove the minute you introduce rights of way, whoops, that's when territorialism comes in and people start to consider I should be there, you should give way to me, etc. And then off goes the anger. So road rage, seriously, road rage can fuck right off. Get a solid grip of yourself. Yeah, this is the point. If you suffer with road rage, if you've been guilty of it yourself, then honestly, get a grip. Check yourself. Think about it. Say those 3 words. Don't overreact. You're a perfectly rational, intelligent, sane person. If it was a corridor or a lift or a pavement in the street and someone bumped into you or someone got in your way, would you lose it and start punching them? Obviously not. So why is it the case that when we get in a car, it starts? This territorialism starts. This sense of my castle, you're in my way. I don't know, is this because our cars are an extension of our home? You see people with their books and their laptops eating bowls of cereal in the car, on the phone. They treat it like a mobile office. So maybe that's it. They see their car as an extension of their castle, their home. So they see you getting in their way on the road as a home invasion. I don't know. I don't have a car, so I don't really know. I don't get that feel. But seriously, get a grip, because the only way it can improve, the only way we can get on top of road rage and stop it and stamp it out altogether is a little bit more calm thought and understanding. I think generally we're a less obedient nation, or a less obedient people than once we were. You go back to the years of the Second World War, people were called up to service and they went. I think if that happened today, there'd be 15 times the amount of conscientious objection. People would just disagree. No, it's not my war, I'm not going. You get kids now, they take the view, you can't tell me what to do, I'll do what I like. I was a bit of a rebellious teenager, I guess. Not much, I wasn't a bad lad, but, you know, the point is, as a society, we tend to do what we want now. We have less respect for authority. Police, teachers, community authorities. Once upon a time, everybody feared the local vicar. Everybody was scared of the local priest. They had authority and respect. Are we perhaps a less respectful people nowadays? Maybe we are, and maybe that's the problem. But it's time we said, don't overreact. Get a grip of yourself and stop this road rage thing. Road rage can fuck right off. It isn't healthy, it can be lethal. But with just a little bit of calm thought, a little bit of time, we can diffuse most situations just by letting it happen. Letting it unfold in front of you. It's not a problem. Sometimes just a little apology, just a little hand up, and people won't get ratty with you. Well, I'm going for a cup of coffee. So there we are, F.R.O number 19. It's been a long time. Do a few more yet. Road rage. Can F.R.O. Take it easy, ride safe. I'll see you next time.